This is a radio station of the SDC Radio Networks. The music of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
Donald Trump rants and raves at the press. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm just telling you, you're dishonest people. But, I'm not ranting and raving. I love this. I'm having a good time doing it. But tomorrow the headlines are going to be Donald Trump rants and raves. I'm not ranting and raving.
This is a radio station of the SDC Radio Networks. The music of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
This is your host, Kenny Smith, or Kenneth-Howard-Smith, and welcome back to February 22nd, 2018. Oh, and today's theme of the show, I hereby demand. Well, I've never heard that in my life. I hereby demand. From the president, that is. Anyway, he demanded that he's going to have an investigation of the investigation of the investigation. I love that. Of course, he keeps throwing everything out under the bus. Fired Andrew McCabe, who was investigating the Hillary Clinton emails. He demoted all the people that was actually in his corner doing his bidding. And he fired them. So now the president doesn't want to go to the meeting with Kim Jong-un. Because he feels like he's going to be made a fool of. Wow. You know, what do you do with this? Let's see how it works now. We say you close the barn door after the cows are out. Or you close the fence after the cows are out in the pasture, right? Or you buy the cow when you could get the milk for free. Or we say, why should you pay for the land twice? Anyway, he gave away all of his bargaining chips to Kim Jong-un. All of them. He's got nothing to bargain with. It was either a Nobel Peace Prize or it's going to be war. You know, we got a real sick one in here. But anyway, enough of me talking. I got to play some music right now because I've got to get my heads into this. So I'm going to start off with a young lady named EJD's. And it's from our kdtn-radio-one sister station. And it's called How Many Times? And it's from the album The Light That Shines. And this is from 2012.
I know it's hard to look inside. You never know what you might find. Someone you thought that you had known fades away and you're alone. Just like the rain that falls at night. You know it's there just out of sight. The wind will blow it through the trees. You know it's wet, you know it's real. How many times have I wanted? How many times have I lost? How many times have I stood on the edge without a bridge to cross? You can't run, you can't hide. Behind love, behind pride. Just like the rain that falls at night. You know it's there just out of sight. And so you try to talk it through, but no one's listening to you. You're holding on, you're letting go.
station of the SDC Radio Networks. The music of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging in there with me. And you've just listening to EJD's, and it's called How Many Times? Well, I play that for our president. Mr. President, how many times? How many times do you gonna trip over yourself and thinking everybody's stupid? My mother used to tell me, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So maybe we're being fools, or we're the fool, got played a fool. But anyway, talking about fools and things, you know, I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube, and I come across these Seek the Truth sites, or Apex TV is one of the good ones on YouTube, and there's some other ones that do time travelers. Now, these time travelers are quite unique people, okay? They travel interstellarly. And one of the craziest stories that I've happened to do some research on is this one gentleman who travels, I think he come from the year 2035. Good time, good year. Anyway, in that time zone, he's back here. He got trapped back in our time space in the year 2000, I believe. And they give this guy polygraph tests and everything, and the guy passes the test. But then, big deal, right? I think basically anybody can pass a polygraph test, right? Even Casey Anthony, after choking and disposing of her child, I think she passed a polygraph test. Hey, but anyway, I diverge away from what the real story is. Anyway, one of these time travelers, he sits down and he tells us about the future. And like I say, he's from the year 2035. And he basically has said that Mr. Trump was reelected in 2020. And he was considered to be the last president of the United States, because after that, we have a constitutional war. And the United States is divided up into 3 regions. The Mississippi acts as a region of 1 state from the original days. The Missouri River curves up through there, and that's 1 section of the United States. And then there's another section behind that. Texas is in this 3rd region, but he said Texas pulls out and become their own country. And he goes, it's just a mess. And robots with artificial intelligence is basically fighting all the wars in the United States. But that was quite interesting that Mr. Trump would be elected again in 2020. Okay? Now, as crazy as we talk about time travel, we have to go back to a gentleman that really kind of did that. His name is Nikola Tesla. Now, Elon Musk basically says that he is Nikola Tesla reincarnated. Oh, we can laugh at this, but all the things that Mr. Musk is doing kind of blows your mind. I mean, I would be happy just to be, heck, SpaceX developer. Just that one item, I'm pretty sure it would make me wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. Or I wouldn't mind running the Tesla battery factory. Mr. Musk has already decided that before the year 2021, his batteries will be able to drive a vehicle 600 miles on one charge. That's a game changer. That's a game changer. And again, if I ran the battery company, I'd be thrilled as crap, okay? But not only does he do space and he does batteries, he builds cars. He's taken a tremendous hit on his cars. Well, his reason was that I put too many robots in the factory. Too many robots. Too much artificial intelligence. There's no human touch, and therefore the robots have fallen behind. This is the first time I've really ever got a chance to delve into this type of thinking of where the robots would actually be a hindrance instead of helping. That's incredible. But he admits it. He goes, I put too many robots in the plant. So basically he has to reconfigure his plant and take out more robots to do other things and put more humans in it. Oh, and what else he's got? He's got the boring company. And he's getting ready to drill in Los Angeles again. I think the subway is going to be maybe 200 to 300 feet under the city, and it'll go all the way out. But this boring machine that he's put together is absolutely incredible. It's huge. I mean, he builds them. They bring them there in parts, and they put these things together. We're talking about, it builds a circumference of about maybe 16 feet, maybe 18 feet across. These big giant worms that just it tears up the ground, and as it goes along like an inchworm, they put the concrete oval shapes behind it and ship out the refuge out through a conveyor belt. Okay? And this is absolutely incredible that Mr. Musk has 3, maybe 4 or 5 companies going on at the same time. And guess what? They're all making money, hand over fist. But again, I reiterate that he believes that he has a lot to do with Tesla. And he thinks he is Tesla in his mind. And the craziest thing about it, he thinks like Tesla. Nikola Tesla, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Nikola Tesla, I ran into his book. He only has one book in the library. When I was a kid out in Roseman, at the Roseman Library, on the drawer upon the in the books that was in T's for Tesla, all these books with all these authors that started with the name of T, and they just go on and on and on. But there was this, and they had 3 or 4 books. But I remember this one book called Nikola Tesla, as big as a dictionary, and it was only one book. I'm talking like 600 pages. War and Peace, that kind of stuff. All right. I was quite intimidated because he only had one book. And as time would go on through my years, junior high, high school, and in college, the one Tesla book was always there. And when you bring this book down to read it, it kind of blows your mind. It really blows your mind as to where this guy was at. Even before he passed away in 1943 in that lonely hotel room in New York City, the Germans had already rummaged through his trunks, his personal effects, and they had taken many things from him already. And after he died, the government came in and seized everything, all of his property, everything. But then there's still a lot of stuff that's out there that never was cataloged. But one of the craziest things about Mr. Tesla was that on the day that he died, a man from MIT by the name of John Trump, professor at MIT, and the uncle of President Donald Trump, went to his hotel room, was called there by the government because he was a physicist, and he took possession of a lot of Nikola Tesla's writings, inventions, and sketches. All right? Not crazy at all, right? Why would a Trump come in and take this instead of turning it over to the government? And the project was called Alien Properties. Why do I bring this up? Because like I said, there was a time traveler that came back, and he said that President Trump was reelected in 2020. I want so bad to be around to prove him wrong. I want to be around so bad to defeat this guy. I personally don't want him back in the White House, ever. And it's not going to do no good to impeach this gentleman or this guy. Because, one, just going to drag it out. And then you got Mike Pence, who ain't worth 5 cents. He's going to inherit the throne. And he's going to continue with the same aggravating policies that Mr. Trump is now pushing. It gets tiring after a while, don't it? Gets tiring. But anyway, I'm going to take a breather here, and I'm going to take another song. And this is Debbie Hennessy, and it's called Good As Gone. And it's from kdtn-radio-one-country.
I've been a victim of my own indecision, and it's hard to decide what I'm gonna do. I've been so blinded by my own lack of vision that I can't see the sun when it's shining through. Time to jump off this fence I've been straddling, give up the worry of where I've been landing. Got a map up hanging on the wall, and it's pointing me to anywhere at all. I'm moving on, I'm good as gone. Let there be no doubt, I'm checking out. Gonna try again, gonna ride the wind, find where I belong. I'm feeling strong, I'm good as gone. Things can happen to change your way of thinking when you start second guessing your way around. You lose your faith until it finally sinks, and that spirit lost can still be found. I'm gonna get off this fence I'm straddling. Don't need to worry about where I'll be landing. Throw my bags in the backseat of the car. Turn the key and listen to my heart. I'm moving on, I'm good as gone. Let there be no doubt, I'm checking out. Gonna
station of the SDC Radio Networks. The music of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
I want to thank you for listening to me. I really do. Anyway, that was Debbie Hennessy from 2012, kdtn-radio-one-country. Good is gone. Talking about good is gone. Do you realize we got people running the borders in Canada? Wow. I mean, the Canadian government says in immigration, past couple of years it's only been maybe 100 or 200 people that are leaving the United States. But since this president has been in office, they find themselves in certain points up on the border of Canada and the United States, in one or two spots where the towns are really right on the border. I mean, you walk across the street and you're in Canada. They find themselves this year, just alone, 600 people. And they said it's just going to get worse and worse because people are just coming into Canada illegally, and they're just jumping the borders and coming across. Then, of course, you're subject to arrest and to deportation. But what they're doing, they're asking for asylum. And the Canadian government is giving Americans asylum. Okay? From all this madness that we're going through, I tell you, you can't get no crazier than this, right? But anyway, we're talking about John Trump, the physicist at MIT, who ended up getting possession of Nikola Tesla's notes. And nobody never knew what become of those notes or what really happened. But we know that Mr. Tesla was a genius. Some said he was immaculate birth. And by the way, in the book, it starts off like that, an immaculate birth. Okay? So we're not going to get too crazy about this, but we are, I think. But what has happened with us? What's going on? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But 2018 is going to be a definite turning point. But I personally don't want to see Mr. Trump indicted. And I don't want him impeached. I want him gone. And the only way you can make him go away is that in 2020, in November, you have to vote them out. The whole bunch of them. They all got to go. No linger honors, no dingleberries. Okay, they've got to go away. They've got to go away. And taking them down little by little down is just going to prolong the agony that we're through. Okay? But we got to get rid of this crazy person who hates everybody, who hates everything if they're not like him. Can't even spell his wife's name correctly. I don't think he even liked her, to be honest with you. But anyway, last song of the day. We're going to go down to Georgia. And we're going to play some music from 2010. And the young lady is Abby Wren and What It Is. And the song is called Slithery. It was one of our biggest songs, and it made the top 50 back during that time. Anyway, have fun with it. Slithery, Abby Wren.
You're moving your body round and round, and your camouflage, you know it won't take you very far. Oh, slithery, la-di-da. Oh, slithery, la-di-da. You're looking for fun, but mostly trouble. Working so hard to play. It must be the way until you're happy ending. 'Cause you always get your way when you sway. By the water's edge, you're moving your body round and round, and your camouflage, you know it won't take you very far, no, no. Oh, slithery, la-di-da. Oh, slithery, la-di-da. The face that you're wearing, it feels like a crown, and it suits you very well. How long can you carry the weight of your shame while you dance by the light of the moon and you sway? You're looking for fun, but mostly trouble. Working so hard to play. Oh, must be the way until you're happy ending. 'Cause you always get your way when you sway.
This is a radio station of the SDC Radio Networks. The music of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
Oh, thanks for listening. Anyway, it's been your host, Kenny Smith, and you've been listening to Smith Bits Rant and Rave Radio. Not talking too much about anything. Talking about everything and nothing, as always. Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with me for a little bit. I think over a half hour, huh? Yeah, I think I've had enough. We're running out of breath. But anyway, like I said, thanks for hanging in there with me. All these years. Lots of years. It's been fun. And I appreciate each and every one of you. See ya.
This is SDC News One Radio, up to the minute with the national and international news updates. A station of the SDC Radio Networks. Thanks for listening.